Welcome to the Cold Steel Corner, guys. Today we have Andrew Demko in the house. Welcome.
Thank you.
We're going to talk about one of my other favorite knives for 2020, the Lite. Now, this one is a thin profile, AUS 10A steel, weighs 3.2 ounces, and you can see how thin this knife is. It's extremely lightweight. This is a great knife. You get 3.5 inch blade on it. And Andrew, why don't you tell us how this knife came about?
Okay, so interestingly, you're the first persons to hear this story too. I was on a canoe trip and I took the broken skull. In fact, my friend at work, Mike, made some Kydex neck rigs. We're running this because it's a lightweight knife, but it was a little too old school, you know.
Yeah.
So I took my broken skull and it's got a clip point, so a recurve clip. I flattened that out and made it a straight clip, and then I modified the handle a little bit so it didn't have the classic kind of rancher style handle. And so it was just basically more modernized. And then after that, I was like, man, that was cool. That's so lightweight. You know, I put it in my swimming trunks, and it was awesome. So then I came back to work after the weekend of fun, you know, and I was inspired to
your R&D weekend.
Yeah, it's my R&D. So I was inspired to create a knife that's very lightweight, easy to carry in any attire.
Yeah.
But still useful. You know, 3.5 inch blade, a handle that you can get your whole hand on, including your pinky.
Yep. Typically, when you get a knife that's that light of weight or that thin of profile, it's not very functional for larger jobs. Usually, it's a smaller knife. You know, it's really just a little thing you put in your pocket.
Yep.
And this has really hit that market where I can use a bigger knife, but it doesn't weigh much.
Yeah, and it's got the G10 with this is called medium texture, even though it seems really fine. It's a medium texture G10. You know, great jimping here.
I'm a jimping nerd, so
Okay,
I like
good.
the jimping, man. And also the texture on it, like you'd mentioned, the medium texture. This is great if you get wet hands or you're in skinning something, you get blood, guts, anything on your hands, oils that might make it slick.
Right.
That medium texture helps you still have a grip on it.
It's easy on your hand, easy on your pocket, but it's still enough to get a secure grip.
Yeah, did you hear that? Easy on your pocket, so you won't be ripping up your jeans when you pull it in and out. Well, Andrew, thanks for coming in today and talking about the Lite. Like I said, this is one of my favorite knives for 2020.
What's this one?
Well,
you're glad I asked.
Glad you asked. The Lite also comes in a tanto point, and quite an aggressive tanto point at that. Why don't you tell us about that?
So this is an interesting grind on this tanto point, that it's flat ground, or usually we call this taper ground.
Yeah.
In America we say flat ground, but taper ground, and then it's high. Most tantos would be almost considered saber ground, where the bevel is not very high. So this is a high grind. The higher that grind, the thinner or the less the angle is, so you have better shearing. But by pulling that straight through and then leaving this really stout tip, you have a really, really strong point that can pierce just about anything that needs pierced.
Yeah, you can see how thick that tip is when you're looking at it from the top.
So you have basically full spine thickness up to, I don't know what that is, about 3/16 of an inch right there, as compared to the, you can see the difference in that. Yep. So, depending on what your tastes are or what your end use is going to be, either one will work.
Well, it's an excellent design. It's lightweight, thin profile, medium texture grip, doesn't tear up your pockets, and at $99.99 MSRP, it's at a great price point at that. All right.
Let me ask, before we go, what do you prefer?
I prefer the drop point personally, but I like to spend a lot of time in the outdoors, so I like the skinning blades. It's just more my style versus the tanto. Not to take away from the tanto blade, it has a lot of functions as well, as you talked about, but personally I'm just a drop point guy.
Right.
Stay tuned, guys. Hopefully we can have Andrew talk some more about our knives for 2020.